Alright, so for this video I'm going to show you what I would normally do to try to make a kind of a pad sound on this analog synthesizer. So I'm starting off right now with the basic sawtooth wave. This has two analog oscillators and a digital multi-engine. So I'll just be using these two analog oscillators for this patch. So here's just the straight sawtooth wave, saw wave. So obviously it's very bright and sharp. So if I wanted something more mellow, there's a few things I could do. The first one would be I could raise the attack a little bit, which keeps the sound from being so immediate as soon as you press this key. It would be similar to like a bowed instrument where primarily it takes a few seconds for the sound to really get up to its normal level. It's not an immediate attack like it would be if you strum a guitar. That's an immediate. So you can simulate that on a synthesizer by raising the attack. And then the cutoff filter, we could lower that some to start cutting out some of the higher end frequencies, and already you can it's already starting to soften up a little bit. So one of the things that I don't like about this sound is that there's an immediate release when you let up on the notes. So it doesn't ring out at all. It dies immediately. So in this case, we can adjust the release a little bit, raise that some, and then it'll let it ring out. After you let off. So we've raised the attack, raised the release, and we pulled the cutoff filter back some to get some of the higher frequencies cut out of there. So we've got a pretty nice pad sound, but one of the things I like to do then is introduce the second oscillator, which I will do by turning its volume up here in the mixer section. And I'm actually going to leave it also as a sawtooth waveform, but I'm going to detune it slightly. So let me turn down the first oscillator. So the second oscillator, these settings over here still apply to it, so it's still got the same attack and release as what we just messed with, and the same cutoff setting. But I'm going to take the pitch and I'm going to raise it slightly. I think that's 15 cents. But when I bring the first oscillator back in, which is still tuned to 0, you can hear it gets almost a chorus type effect there. Which is getting really nice now. So one of the other things I like to do is apply a low frequency oscillator or an LFO. A couple of ways I like to apply that. One is just apply it to the pitch. So this is going to cause a little bit of a warble in the overall sound, depending on what settings you use. So you can hear it kind of go up and come back down, and it's doing it real slowly. I've got the rate pulled down. So that sounds pretty bad on its own, but if you increase the rate significantly, now it sounds more like vibrato. And then we can turn the intensity up, which again gets it back to kind of crazy land. Or if we pull it down, get a nice subtle vibrato. Or the other place we can apply that to, the other target, would be the cutoff filter, which is this. So now we'll cause that cutoff filter to kind of open and close at that same rate that we were just using on the pitch. So now it would sound something like this. So it sounds more like a guitar wah pedal, wah, 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 wah. And if we want to define that wah a little bit more, where you can hear it a little more clearly, we could actually raise the resonance on the filter. And that can get pretty harsh. But you can hear pretty clearly what the LFO is doing to the sound when you use the resonance. Kind of heading into UFO land there. So I would say I'm going to flip this back over to pitch, because I think that's a nice sound. So this is just a really nice smooth pad. One of the other things I forgot to do was I like to change the octave of the second oscillator. So maybe drop it one. I'll show you what that sounds like on its own. You've got that. Then I drop it down here. And we'll bring the first oscillator back in. And the last thing I probably would do is add a little bit of reverb to the overall sound. And there you have it. There's a fairly easy pad that you can make in not much time. Sounds really good in most mixes. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it.